So are you able to see
Yes.
the screen
Yes.
now?
Yes. All good. Thank you.
Okay, welcome to my presentation. I'm Dr. Atif Mansoor from Computer Science and Software Engineering Department. And I will be talking about my learning. That is, the topic is inducing social constructivism in students in online teaching. That's my learning in this semester. We all know there are certain challenges in this COVID year, and we have to prepare for unknown. Even presently, we have many unknowns. And because there was a rapid transformation from face-to-face to online teaching, we had to see how we can deliver effective learning and teaching, and how best to support the students. And these challenges were quite a big challenges, I would say, because of the reason that we didn't know that. These all things were thrusted upon us due to the circumstances. And naturally, we had to attend to them. So these were the challenges. And in this, my context of this presentation or this online teaching application is that I teach a unit which is called Internet of Things. Internet of Things is not a traditional computer science unit because it is a combination of different specialties like electrical engineering, sensors, telecommunication, and computer science. So you must have understood that it encompasses both hardware and software components. And then another challenge is it's a postgraduate unit. So students come from different academic specialties, background, ages. Some are mature age students, various nationalities. Some of the students are just continuing their studies after completing their bachelor's at UWA. Some are coming from overseas. And as I said, some are the mature age students. So it means it's a diverse cohort that vary significantly in their skills. And as I said, there are predominantly two skills, programming and hardware skills, and which are required for this unit. And as I said, I have a student from varied background. Last semester, I had someone from philosophy, from accounting, from computer science, from electrical engineering. So it's a challenge to make it interesting and also to have these students learn equally. So that is a challenge. And our desired outcome for this unit is naturally creativity, critical thinking, digital literacy, collaboration, leadership, and communication skills. These are the skills which are required for the employability in 21st century. And actually, the COVID has shown us that knowing digital literacy, the creativity, these are the skills which the employers are looking for. So my aim was to have this desired outcome in my students. So what are nature of e-learning I developed? I created an activity for my term project. The term project carries a weight of around 30% of the unit. And I used Microsoft Teams. And let me admit, that was my also first time using Microsoft Teams. So I was not very clear how effective it would be. And therefore, I have been posting my material not only on Microsoft Teams, but also at LMS. So it was a little more effort, but let's go and see how this thing went. The philosophy was to induce social constructivism in the student, supporting their active engagement among themselves, facilitating them work collaboratively on the solution of real life problems. This is not even easy in face-to-face. And then going into the online teaching, I think it was more demanding. So I was not knowing at the start of this unit or this semester how I can go good. And I would share my findings with you during the course of this presentation. So as I said, I had students which are coming from various backgrounds. So the first thing I did was I conducted a survey in the first week of the unit. So first week of the semester. If you see, there are some basic questions. I was asking them to share with me their experience with the hardware, with the software knowledge, and what are they studying. So I will share few outcomes of this survey. And so first of all, if you see on the screen, I have the students from various degree. There was Masters of Science in Data Sciences, Masters of Professional Engineers. So it means they are from engineering background, maybe mechanical or electrical. Then there was a Master in Science in IT, Information Technology. Mostly these students are who have come new to the UWA from various countries. So they had a varied experience with respect to their programming skill, and also there is another we showed they have a varied experience with respect to their hardware experience. On the basis of this survey, I divided students into 4 members team for their term project, and I tried to mix them. So the teams were made by the unit coordinator, and that happens to be me. So I mixed them on the basis of their knowledge of the software, hardware, and also one thing, I tried to mix them on the ethnic diversity so that they have much more collaboration and interaction. Then I made a private channel for each group at MS Teams, and it was a private channel, so it means they can interact with each other. I can, as a unit coordinator, see their interaction, but it was not open to other. So, and then in I think in the last semester, that is the last year, I faced a problem once I got a complaint that one of the member hasn't worked as per the expectation of the other, or he contributed less. Therefore, I devised a team accountability document for the project, where each member need to state explicitly what she contributed during the week. I show you that. This is a small picture of that accountability document. So it has to be filled weekly, and it was to be uploaded at their MS Team channel. And it was open, so it means every student can look at what the other student is writing. So I said a weekly filled document at MS Team means that every member of the group agreed about the work done by the other member. So I tried to mitigate the effect that afterwards I faced the problem that some of the member hasn't contributed in the project. Okay, then it's how I went with this project. I put a list of the topic of realistic problem so that the student have understanding, but the students were free to propose their own topics. I made a project proposal document, and in the project proposal document, the student have to give the reason why they are choosing this project, their problem statement, their proposal solution. So I was trying to inculcate critical thinking in them at the start. So the project proposal document was required to be submitted by third week, rather by the end of the fourth week. They had to have a proposed solution, what a size of that impact that solution will bring, and somewhat vague distribution of their work among the members. So this was, and I also put everything on the on LMS. If you look at here, I put project guidelines along with the percentage distribution of proposal, project proposal document, guideline for writing project, and everything. So I tried to put everything, a support mechanism for the students. So what I saw, so I was able to see increased interaction, collaboration, and communication among group members. And I have seen it through the analytics, which is one can see at the MS Teams. So I show you a few of the graphs, and I share what are these. So let's look at this. This is interaction graph analytics, which I got from MS Teams for a week starting 4th August to 10th August 2020. If you see, there is a very less interaction on August 4, around maybe 20, August 5, and then it starts building up. So if you see the August August is the start of the semester. And very interesting to see that for this 1 week, that is from 4th August to 10th August, there were 264 posts in total, 270 replies, 162 mentions, and 82 reactions. That's the data which is here, which if you see 264 posts, 270 replies, 162 mentions, and 82 reactions. And it is interesting because August 10 was in fact the deadline of submitting their project proposal document. So, but I could see there is a considerable interaction and collaboration among the students. Okay, MS Teams was as I said, my own first experience, and I suppose it was a first experience for many of the students, because if you see here August 4, August 5, there is a minimal interaction, but then the interaction started to increase. I intended to have a post-semester survey because I have learned through my teaching experience, sometimes the faculty or the teacher is very much clear about the things, or he has his own perception, and then it is considered that it is the same for the student. So I have put a post-semester survey also, which hasn't been completed by now. I have replies, or 24 students have completed that survey, and I will share my finding or the finding of this survey with you now. One thing which the question was, do you prefer MS Team to communicate with unit coordinator over email? So if you see 38% said very much, 25% said quite a bit. I would say around 60% of the students, it is a survey from 24 students who took my unit, who have completed the survey. And so it means more than 60% are for MS Team over email. And in fact, I am also over, I think the MS Teams, my responses were very quick. I didn't have to write a long email. If somebody has asked me a question, just have put at the rate of, that means I am popped. And then I can just, if it is good, I would just give a thumb up. So I need not to know, dear Mr. So-and-so, yes, you are right. No, I would just put a thumb up and it's quite quick. So this is one question. There are other questions which have the survey, but I would like to share what are the problem encountered by the student. And these texts I have copied from the feedback which the student have completed in the post-semester survey. I was not knowing, and many of the students were not knowing, that there were hidden channels in the MS Teams. And an individual has to unhide those channels. And because it was not done, some of the students missed some of the information in the start. Another student had a feedback, many unit groups together. So naturally, they are taking 4 or 5 or 3 or 4 units. So it gets messy with all these. Email notifications are clogging up the inbox because MS Teams also send a reminder into the inbox. So this is something which is problematic for the student. And one student had a feedback that is our desktop client is very resource heavy and the lags. And the last but not the least, this was a feedback from a student, which I think is very pertinent for us. Please do not post one part on LMS and other part on Teams. What happened is a lecture from another unit who always send emails or always post announcement via LMS sent an important message via Teams without mentioning the team. That message is about an exam with worth 25%, and almost everyone missed that message. That was a dilemma I had also. I was posting my announcement not only on Teams, I was also posting on LMS, and some of the people have even a website. So there are maybe the same information was being put at 4 different locations, and that would certainly create problem for the student. And coming to my last slide, I learned that if you put an emoji in the response to one of the students' comment at MS Team, it ensures quite an interaction. So with this, I end my presentation, and thank you very much.